The game that shows the worth and the entertainment in doing the same thing over and over again. This is Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. First of all, I'm not a big fan of the Zelda series. Second of all, I'm not a big fan of third-person action games either. But this game was a pleasant surprise for me. You don't have to be a Zelda fan or a long-time player of the Dynasty Warriors series to love this hybrid of the two series. You just need to play it. After the first hour I was thinking, is this all? I knew this was supposed to be a simple action game, but not that it was going to be this brain dead. You're basically only doing two things when you're fighting in this game. Either you're mashing the light attack button with the occasional trip to the strong attack button, doing flashy combos to smash hordes of enemies. Or when you're meeting a mini-boss, you're bashing the light attack button with the occasional trip to the strong attack button, doing combos and the occasional trip to the dash button to get behind the mini-boss when it attacks you. Sometimes you meet one of the really big bosses that requires the use of Link's classic weapons, like the bombs, the bow and the boomerang, but they are far from common. So when you're fighting in this game, you're basically just bashing enemies by mashing buttons. But when I was about to turn the game off, I realized that I couldn't stop playing. This game may be repetitive, but it's also very addictive. In addition to killing hundreds and thousands of enemies, the only thing you're really doing is taking keeps and outposts to control more and more of the map. In this regard, the game is a bit like a third-person Battlefield. The first few hours I got pleasant flashbacks of playing the original Battlefront 15 years ago. You should get tired of this game, but you don't. You just want more. More lovely combos and enemies to run through, more keeps to take, more of the game's wonderful pop culture addicted story, more of some of the most colorful and wonderful characters that have ever band together in the same video game to fight the bad guys. At first the graphics disappointed me. This looks just like an old Dreamcast game, I thought. But then I remember there are some great looking Dreamcast games. And after a few hours I started to love the design and the aesthetic choices that the game makers have made when they brought all of these assorted characters and places from all of these Zelda games together in the same game. When push comes to shove, the most important thing about the graphics in a fast action game is of course readability. In this regard, the game never fails. Even though there are usually several dozen enemies rushing at you on the screen at the same time, plus all of the effects, the game never becomes muddled. It's always crystal clear what is happening around you. One important thing about this game, as the title of the game so well implies, is that you're not fighting alone. You're not only playing as Link. In fact, when everyone is unlocked, there is 29 playable characters from more or less every Zelda game in existence. And on most levels you can switch back and forth between 2 or 3 fighters. Every character has their own skill trees and their own style of fighting. But even if the visuals are very different, you're still doing the same thing with every character, mashing the light attack button with some trips to the strong attack button, doing super cool combos through hundreds of stupid enemies. The story surprised me and took me by storm. For the first half of the 25 hours it took me to complete the game's story mode, this was the most entertaining story I've ever experienced in a Zelda game. It's amazing how the game makers managed to get all of these legends from all these different Zelda games together in such a natural way. Then the story runs a little thin. It's like the gameplay department wanted more levels and battles than the story department had story for, and the plot is suddenly treading water. But near the end the story gets going again, and everything ends in a satisfying way. Unfortunately, the characters have no voices, but are talking in text boxes. This works very well in the cutscenes, but the problems begin when the other characters are giving you orders in the middle of battle. I don't know about you, but I can fight in a video game and listen to characters talk at the same time. But I can't fight and read caption boxes at the same time. It's literally impossible. So when something unexpected happens in the middle of a fight, and it usually does, and I get the order that I quickly have to do something somewhere else on the map before the time runs out, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. All I have is different markers flashing on the minimap, and I don't know which one I should prioritize or what I should do when I get there. More or less every time I failed in Hyrule Warriors, it was been because I had no idea where on the map I was supposed to send one of my companions or what I was supposed to do when I got there. If this game would have had spoken dialogue, I would have given it a higher score, because this shortcoming impacts both the story and the enjoyment of the action in a major way. Dying again and again in an action game is one thing, but dying without having an idea what you did wrong or what you were supposed to do is not fun. In addition to the main story mode called Legend Mode, there's also the free mode where you can replay any chapter with any unlocked character, and the Adventure Mode where you explore lands on an overworld like in a board game before doing battles on each square. While Legend Mode lasted 25 hours, in my estimation completing Adventure Mode will take several hundred hours of play. So if you're low on cash and want a hack and slash action game where you can play for a very long time, this is it. 25 hours of mashing the same button, however, was quite enough for me. There's no denying that Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is a very repetitive game, or that it's an unusually entertaining and addictive game. While being a fan service fest like no other, not knowing the Zelda canon almost makes the game even better when this amazing cast of characters come together in a suspenseful, action-filled story. I will surely turn to this game in the future, at the very least to try out the two-player split-screen mode with a friend. The good, amazing characters. Linkle is a big star. Everyone's favorite pirate princess Tetra is playable. Fi is so cool. Very entertaining, addictive gameplay. Visually pleasing. Cool combos and special attacks. Great story. The bad. Probably too repetitive for some. No voiced dialogue impacts the gameplay in a major way. The teammates you're not controlling at the moment are not doing anything useful at all. The minimap is too small in handheld mode. When all is said and done, I give Hyrule Warriors 7 out of 10. The lack of voice acting hurts my ability to complete missions in a big way, but it doesn't stop me from recommending everyone to try this game. Zelda fans and newcomers to Hyrule alike, this game offers some amazing entertainment that I'm glad that I got to experience. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.